Hi everyone, I'm Natalia. Welcome to my channel. I'm taking a deep sigh because it has been a while and it feels so good to just sit down and decompress and talk about tarot and talk about other things with all of you. For me, this is so relaxing. For me, this is so nostalgic. It's such a feeling of connection in regards to things that I'm so passionate about, that I personally don't really have many people in my life to talk to about. So this is such a treat to sit down with all of you. Um, this is going to be kind of a general. I'll share with you decks that I've been loving working with lately, that I've been enjoying, books that I just started reading that I really enjoy, new crystals, and a little bit new updates. So if you are a viewer that loves this kind of general, easy breezy sit downs with me, please enjoy. Get yourself something to drink. I have water here. I love this type of chats from some of my favorite creators on YouTube. For me, this is incredibly relaxing. So many of you already know me sharing with all of you that I have been going through personal changes, and September, I don't know about all of you, but September has been a brutal month for me. I physically moved from one state into another in September. So I'm in a new location. There's a big difference when you have to move between apartment to another apartment, a house to another house, and when you have to move from one state into another. The logistics, the cost, the emotional labor, the physical labor. September has been a month of one day at a time. It has been exhausting, absolutely exhausting. It also has been a month of reminders that, damn, I can do pretty much anything I set my mind to do, and I can figure it all out. I really can. And I think we all can. I'm not just speaking for myself. We can all figure it out. Um, and it reminders that nobody will do things the way you want things to be done. Talking about packing my pot, because I had to pack everything in a pot, in a storage, because the place where I'm at is temporary. I am looking for a permanent place where I'm at, and it might take 3 to 6 months until I find it. So I had to put everything in a pot, all of my furniture, all of my belongings. And the people that I hired to put everything in a pot, I apparently had zero idea how to strategically organize and store the pot. So who was inside the pot, organizing and moving everything once they brought it down from my place? Moi. So it was, if you've been there, and especially if you're a woman, I feel you. Honey bunny, I feel you. Cheers to us. The most difficult thing about the most is figuring out which tarot decks to take. And today, I've been wanting to pull out Brian Fry's Fiery Oracle and realized it's in a pot. Also, to store all of my occulty things in a pot, all of my statues, and fingers crossed, while they're stored there for 3 to 6 months, nothing gets broken or damaged. Nerve breaking. It's just lots of nerves, lots of stressors. So happy September is almost, I almost feel like today's October. It's not, but I already feel like it has started. I can't wait. I love October. My birthday month is in October. My birthday is in October. I love October. I'm so glad I am in Pacific Northwest, where I'm actually a native. I used to live in Pacific Northwest for many years before I moved to California. So it is incredibly refreshing to be back in a place where I am witnessing seasonal changes, where I'm starting to get that feeling of fall. I'm going to get a sense of winter, something that I haven't experienced for the past 10 years in California. So it's been really nice to be back, and I'm yet to connect with some of my friends who live here. This is my end of second week that I'm here. Is that right? I think that's right. I think I flew here last Tuesday, and I'm still settling in. And my God, sometimes, honestly, I had those moments when I would just sit down and have me a good cry, and then just get up and keep on moving. So I'm really looking forward to recalibrating, recharging, re-energizing, stepping back into my rituals, stepping back into my practice. Let me tell you, nothing supports and helps during the difficult times better than tarot and oracle. For me, I think these are the times for me when I find that they are such an incredible companions on my life path. It just has been so instrumental and uplifting. And journaling, I've been doing a ton of journaling and writing. But let me share with you some of the things. I think this is going to surprise you. I think what I'm going to show, two, three, a combination of three things I'm going to show that um, I think it's going to surprise a little bit some of you that this has been my cup of tea. So I think I mentioned in a previous video, I don't know if you've seen it now, doesn't matter, that I have been very, very lucky during the most difficult times to stumble on YouTubers who do tarot reading for your astrological sign. And there's one in particular, Charlie. She has been so spot on toward my situation, and she has been so supportive and eye-opening. She uses these two decks in combination, and I just fell in love with it. And I ended up purchasing this deck. I don't know, some of you might have seen it. It is called Accurate AF, stands for as fuck Tarot. It's by, I think it's by Australian creator from, I have the booklet here for this deck here. I got it on Etsy. I gotta tell you guys, this is very, very, it's very unusual for me to get a backup copy. Actually, it's not unusual. It is unheard of for me to get backup copy. I don't even have backup copy of my beloved souls. I trying to think which deck I have backup copy of. I have two ritual tarots, but that's because one of them has a different last card. This is just had to get a backup. I can't tell you what it is about it. If you've seen it, you probably will be surprised. Nothing super duper special about this tarot deck. It is very clean, very simple. I think I got to the point in my, let me put it this way. I got, and you know, this is circle deck, so some of the images are going to be upside down. The card stack is so yummy. I got to the point, I think, in my personal issues and dilemma where my brain just really needed simplicity and cleanliness and clarity. And this deck, one of the things that I noticed Charlie is a YouTuber, what she would do is she would draw 3 cards from this deck and she uses reversals. And she got me into reading reversals. I have never read reversals. I always felt that there's enough positive and negative in a tarot deck. Now I'm kind of obsessed with reversals. I'll tell you why. I feel that reversals for me add an additional layer of depth. It's almost like reversals are there to illuminate for me where I might be blockages, maybe even subconscious blockages, certain things that I may not be fully aware of, or especially resistances and sabotages. I have been pulling Death card in reverse so many times. And it was so spot on for me not acknowledging the transition and changes I was going through. Now, I kept asking myself, well, if this card did not come in reverse, how would I read it? So for me, acknowledging that I am resisting these changes has been so instrumental in moving forward. So if you haven't been reading with reversals, give it a shot. One of the reasons why I never, look at this devil, one of the reasons why I never liked reading with reversals is because I did not visually it drove me nuts having a card show in reverse. I had to always turn it upside down. But the circle decks, it doesn't bother me. I'm also a sucker and always has been a sucker for circle decks. I love circle decks. I know some people don't, but I love them. So this is accurate as AF Tarot. It comes without guidebook. You can buy a guidebook. I do really like her guidebook. It does reversals and upright meanings. So I've been really a fan. Also, there's something about this color palette. When I knew that I was going to relocate where I'm at, I knew that I wanted my bedroom in this place to be very, very white, clean, minimalistic, beige, and kind of rose tones, maybe um, a little bit of like dusty rose look. I was craving for that color palette. I was craving for that sense of purity. So this deck is just so perfect. And this deck, she tends to combine with this deck, which is the backends are so pretty. This is Soul Cards, which comes in a pink, black and gold, and beige and gold, and it comes in lavender, which is really pretty too, lavender and gold. This is very simple peep deck, but again, my brain has been craving that simplicity, and together with, I've been using this one as a clarifier for 3 cards. This deck together with this deck looks so pretty together when you read it together. Look at this. You see? So pretty. They go so well. Oh, I'm loving it. I've been using this for several months now. I think I got it in August, and it has not been leaving my desk. Like I said, there's something about the simplicities that has been really working for me. So I know some of you might get really. I surprise myself sometimes. Don't you love this when you yourself surprise yourself? Sometimes with the things you get drawn to. As a clarifier, for this type of reading, using those 2 decks, I have been using, you've seen this one before. This is the Glyph Oracle. This is, by the way, by the same creators that created Accurate as Factor. This clarifier has been so spot on and has been giving me additional things to look at, additional things to consider. I love this deck. This artistically, aesthetically, my cup of tea. Totally my cup of tea. Another decks that have been rocking my world lately, as you may know, is a rose base. This Blue Bonds. This Blue Bonds. Yeah, I always mess up with the name a little bit. I love it. 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 You know me, when I love a creator, I don't shy away from gushing. I don't shy away from drooling all over them. Rose Bay is that person. She's a wonderful, wonderful human being as well. And I cannot wait for her new tarot deck that she's working on right now. I just love indie creators who are so incredibly good at what they do. That has been rocking my world. Another thing that has been rocking my world is I combined 2 with the keywords, 2 packs of Holler Moon Oracle. Has been so good as clarifier. So this deck is such a magical tool. It is so witchy. It has such an amazing energy attached to it. I can just feel the creator's energy. It's I had it on my desk, and I've been having on my desk for a long time, and it's not going anywhere. There are some newbies that I'm excited to share. So I'm looking around. So let me, before I get to newbies, let me tell you that A few days ago, I pulled my amazing, oh my God, it smells so good. It smells so vintage. And it is vintage copy first edition of Zostack that I trimmed. Never regret trimming it. Will trim this copy anytime. I love this deck so much, Monkey Mind. Oh, I've been reading, pulling daily with this, my baby. Oh my goodness, how much I love this deck. How much I love this deck. Fire in the house, I run out. I'm taking this with me. Love, 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 love this deck. And Scott Miller, the Zostare book on this, together, such a great combination. So I've been loving this deck so much. Back on my table for a while. I wasn't working with it, but it's back on my table, and I'm so excited, so excited. It's sitting on top of this. Look at this. My niece, but also my daughter-in-law, my sister's 11-year-old, was spending almost 2 weeks, maybe a little bit less than 2 weeks, time with me in Los Angeles while I was packing. And she's right now 11-year-old. She's so cute. She's now into all the crystals. And so I gifted her pretty much all of the crystals I had, including I had this ginormous, big, beautiful smoky quartz pointers I got from Patrick. Remember Patrick from in 78 Cards? So I gifted her a lot of my collection. And she's so adorable. She keeps telling me, I like the stones, and I believe it's energy, but I just don't believe in all that other woo-woo witchy stuff you believe in. And I said, well, it sounds like you kind of actually do. So her and I were driving around LA to different crystal shop, and we found this one amazing, amazing crystal shop with amazing energy and amazing woman who runs it. She had a beautiful collection. So it gave me opportunity to repurchase. And it was such a beautiful opportunity because I repurchased some new interesting finds. This one I thought was smoky quartz, but no, this one is actually citrine, and it looks like a mushroom. I love this. It's sitting on top of my thoughts. I ended up getting from her this shaman's stone. Oh, it feels so good in my hands. I got this absolutely stunning. Have I shared this with you guys? I feel like I have. I think I shared this with Kasia. I was sending Kasia a personal message on Instagram, probably shared with her. Malachite is one of my favorite stones, and I love malachite when it is large and big. And this one feels, it feels so good. I hold it and work with it a lot. I got this gorgeous, gorgeous big Shanghai orb. I always wanted orb. I did not want to do black onyx. I did not want it to have that shine to it. I wanted it to be a little bit more kind of like opaque looking and shining. Oh, it feels amazing, so grounding. I have it here. I also got from her this gorgeous, don't you love it how some things feel in your hands? A tourmaline and this spirit quartz. I got amazing upstairs, beautiful big quartz pointer with lots of broken rainbows on it, in it, that is upstairs. I just, when I'm gonna go back to LA, going back to the shop and getting some more, just amazing stuff, amazing finds. So let me show you some of the new things that I've been playing with. How many of you have this mass-produced oracle deck? This one is, what is it called? Something goddesses. I have books here. Okay, Feminine Miss Oracle. The artwork, so stunning. The artwork is by the same artist who did Soul Mirror, by Anna Novus. I have been, let me put this away and show you guys. I have been so enjoying this one. First of all, I love the artwork. Second of all, it has so many goddesses in here that I have never ever heard of. And this is what I love. I don't like a compilation of goddess oracle deck that has a whole bunch of goddesses that are repetition. Oftentimes there's combination of Celtic goddesses and maybe a few here and there of Greek, but I love how here there's such a variety and there's so many that are unfamiliar to me. I'm also thinking about, what is it? It's like Dark Goddess Oracle. I brought it with me. It's a black and white drawing. I think it's called Dark Goddess Oracle. That one also has a lot of goddesses I was not familiar with, but I've been loving drawing this one for a week. The artwork is stunning. Um, the the artist is also creating a tarot deck with another writer. I think with the same writer who wrote the Soul Mirror cards that is subject to come out. I'm excited, but that's going to come out. So that was new. That's new, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Another one that has been new since I went on a little bit hunt for circle decks after Accurate as Fuck Tarot is this one. How many of you have this deck? Look at the beckons. Does this not scream me? This aesthetically, this deck is made for me. Black and gold and has some few bold colors. This is Tarot of Golden Eclipse. Expensive. This baby was, I think, $200, but I have zero regrets. So stunning. Pop of color, reads beautifully. I also read reversals with this deck. Oh, this touch of gold. How many of you have this deck? Comment, let me know if you love it. What are your thoughts on it? Took a while to get here from Italy, but I'm so glad I did. Oh, look at the blue. Oh my goodness. Look at this Four of Swords. No, it's not Four Swords, Five Swords. Loving it. Just been so enjoying it. And my favorite, it comes with two options of a full card, and I picked this one with the Ouroboros going around her. And I love that the full is a she. It's such a feminine deck. It's so beautiful. It feels so good to hold in hand. It has additional astrological squares, which if you know how to use them magically, become amazing magical squares. I already did lay out some magical spread for the months of October. I love having them in here. I actually leave them in here. So here's for, where is it? Hold on. I just saw one. Let me pull one to show you in case if you haven't seen it. I am loving this deck. And then I found out that the creator of this deck has two books published. One of them is, I think when you get this deck, you can get a PDF guide of this deck. Okay, so here's Jupiter. Wait, is it Jupiter or is it Saturn? No, this is Saturn. So if you know how to use them for magic, they're a great way to work in magic spreads. The creator has two books. So one of the books is the book for the tarot deck. This is a fantastic book. Goes into so much detail in the houses, into astrology. I love how she writes about the cards. She also covers deacons for each one of the minors. Love it. What a great book. If you don't have the circle deck, this still might be a really good working book to get to understand other tarot decks, because it is based on Rider-Waite-Smith system. And she has this another huge book, as below, as above, so below, a guide to astrology for tarot readers. I haven't got into it, but I can't wait. It's very dense. It's more like a study book. So I'm waiting for maybe like November, December, holiday season, things slowing down a little bit for me to sit down and to dive deep into it. But so excited. So that was another new find that I've been really enjoying to work with. I have pre-ordered this deck and they just finally arrived last week when Olga Speaks, and The Long Way Home, A Visual Diary by Sasha Lopez. Been really enjoying it. Sasha Lopez feels to me like she is. This is, by the way, when Olga speaks. She created this deck after grieving the loss of her beloved grandmother. Sasha Lopez feels like another very organic, very spiritual, very depthful creator, similar to Rose Bay, similar to Tiara May of Ritual Tarot, similar to so many other creators I can't wrap my head around right now. Such a beautiful, beautiful collage artwork. I think there was one time when Rose Bay posted on Instagram, she shared somebody accused Rose Bay of her new deck, the artwork in her new deck that she's working on right now, being similar to Sasha Lopez, to this creator. First of all, I don't see it. Second of all, well, I think Rose Bay has her own very distinct signature. Tiara May has her own very distinct artistic signature. If you know what artistic signature, right? When somebody has their own distinct artistic style, which when you see it, it's undeniably theirs. Third of all, why can't decks be aesthetically similar? Why can't somebody derive inspiration from another deck? It is a long way home from Sasha Lopez. This, people being in a role of artistic police. Share the deck is not your cup of tea. Share that it's not visually appealing to. Share that you don't prefer it. But to boldly accuse somebody of something, my advice is sit down, make your own deck, create something, put something out in the world, and then we'll talk. This is Sasha Lopez. Beautiful artwork, very distinct in its own, also has its own signature. Been really enjoying working with them. So those are the other two new ones. Another one, I showed this deck to Kasia. And I told Kasia, this is by the way my produced deck. And you're probably familiar with it. The artist is a brilliant, amazing illustrator. I showed this to Kasia and I said, this is my like inner child deck. You know how, do you remember back when Kelly Bear, her Huggy, how does she call it? Huggy deck is Tarot Magical Forest. Well, this is my version of Tarot Magical Forest, and I shared it. What Kasia said, it looks like, said something like, looks like a crazy cat lady. I said, you know what? F off, Kasia. This is Tarot of Cats by Anna Juan. Now, I'm not a big fan of cat-only themed decks, but if you're gonna, in my opinion, if you're gonna have cat-only tarot deck and illustrate cats, this is the best, the most whimsical, the most fun illustration of cats. I am obsessed with this art. Look at that. Obsessed with how she illustrated, especially how she illustrated majors. Look at this. Look at this tower. Oh my God. Look at this devil. Look at my cards, the death card. I am obsessed. The cats are in here are all whimsical. They're all don't mess with us attitude. Look at that gangster. Look at this. 7 of coins. Look at that gangster. They all have attitude. They're all distinct. They're not your fluffy, muffy, soft, meowy cats. They are, they are on a mission. They got their shit together. Look at. Oh my God. If you've been craving an all cat tarot, just get this one. And the way she uses colors for certain suits and just a splash of color, right? We can see the red in swords and the yellow with the cat eyes in coins, and then you get pop of blue in cups. I look at this 3 of swords. I love it. I love it. I love it that the face is kind of heart shaped, is that it's not really piercing the heart, it's piercing the mind, right? Because it's the heart didn't really get pierced. What got pierced is our perception, how we feel about an event, what sense we make of the event. So this is my I should leave it on the desk. I had it away. My Huggy deck makes me laugh, makes me smile, makes me so happy. And I've been really loving it. Lastly, I wanted to share with you the book. So yes, I just got this book yesterday. I went. I had a relaxing day yesterday with facial appointment, kind of sort of pampering day for myself. And the place where I went for a facial, I had an hour to kill and had little shops around it and had a bookstore. And this book called my eye. I don't know why. When I looked at this cover from afar, this looked to me like Elizabeth Taylor. And at first I thought about Racine and how Racine from Oval Moon 513 should read this book because she's so into Elizabeth Taylor. I almost said Elizabeth Arden, the makeup designer, but Elizabeth Taylor. This cover just called to me. Look at the great cover. On the back is her mother. On the front is the officer. On the back is her mother. I love it. You may know and be very familiar with the author. She wrote The God of Small Things, which my husband read and he loved it. I haven't read anything by this author, and this is a memoir. It's about her relationship with her mom. And what I love about this book, and I'm usually not drawn to this type of memoirs, what I love about this book is, first of all, she's an incredible writer. Second of all, it sounds like she had a very turbulent relationship with her mother, but it also sounds like her mother was a force in her own right. A strong woman, a woman of strong convictions, a woman who broke many barriers, a woman who knew herself very well. And I love reading those types of women. I love reading about those types of women. I love reading about women who break conventional norms. I love reading about women who paves the way for themselves. And I started it yesterday. I read 3 chapters. I couldn't put it down. Such a beautiful writing. If you read it, let me know. Maybe if you have turbulent relationship with your mother, you might enjoy it. Maybe if you don't, I have a fantastic, God bless me, relationship with my mom. Adore my mother. We're super close. We even share the same name. Apparently, when I was born, my father took one look at me and he said, "This is a mirror image of you. You have to name her Natalia." And hence I was called Natalia. My mom is also Natalia, and we're very close. Still, very interesting book. So that's where I'm at. I'm enjoying not October, but about to enjoy October. Really excited to be here. Really excited for reset, refresh. I keep thinking about a lot of re in front of a lot of words. And been really enjoying settling in and getting back into my practice and getting back into my work. I haven't created videos for my trans community on YouTube for the whole month because I was just that busy. And today I recorded first video for next week. Just so excited to get back on track. I'm such a creature of habit. I'm such a creature of discipline and ritual. And it has been really good to be back. It feels amazing. It feels good. I do have disruption coming up on Tuesday. I'm flying to New York for 2 weeks to take care of my goddaughter while her parents and their bulldog Rocky, which will be wonderful to be around the pet while her parents fly to France for vacation. So I'm her chauffeur to drive her in and from school and to swimming lessons. But it still will be a nice and welcoming trip. So share with me if you familiar with any of the decks I just showed. If you've been loving Accurate as Factor as much as I have. It's laughing because I'm surprised. It's aesthetically not exactly my cup of tea, but life surprises us. Sometimes things we don't think we like end up being exactly what we need when we need them the most, and that's the beautiful thing about having so many tarot decks. Sometimes just the right aesthetic, just the right art expression, just the right way an artist put things together gives you that clarity, gives you that support, gives you that insight that you need instantaneously. So yeah, anyhow, it's good to sit down with all of you. Been really enjoying this chat, and I will see you all next time. Bye.